All right, so it says we are live. Hello, everyone. How are you tonight? We have the one and only Rilzy Adams. Hey.
The black clit specialist.
Rilzy in the place. Okay, that's enough.
The author that made me love Friends to Lovers. Bow down to you. Thank you. Because I was always like an enemies to lovers fan, you know, and now Friends to Lovers, I'm like, yes.
Like, Friends to Lovers is too dry. We don't want that. And then I read Go Deep, and I was like, oh, girl, you were wrong. Okay.
I was like, okay, I see the error of my ways.
Right. I learned that.
I'm still side-eyeing Friends to Lovers, like. But anyway.
It's grown on me. I think I always had a preference for enemies to lovers as well. But it's grown on me.
Oh, yeah. Especially with Go Deep.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we have Shomla's here. Hi. Kai's here. Hey. Heather, you're going into timeout here in a minute. So just comment while you can. It's fine.
Hi,
Tracy's here. Charles is here. Everyone's universals, Friends to Lovers. Seriously, whenever someone asks for Friends to Lovers Rex, I'm like, go deep. Go read it now.
That's all.
I'm like this.
I know that you are. Like I'm not shocked.
No. That's always my first thing. I'm like,
have you read Rilzy? Change your mind.
What was your question?
No, I was saying that I know what Taima is with the Friends to Lover bit, and I don't think I'll ever be able to change her mind.
Oh, but I don't hate it. It ain't my favorite.
Did nobody say it had to be your favorite? I need flavor.
Okay.
See? You better promote Buzz It. My Kindle is waiting.
No, wait, what is this?
Ooh, Buzz It.
Buzz It. My Cinderella retelling.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't really have anything to use to promote it right now.
I mean, the cover.
Let me just write that down.
My Cinderella retelling. I'm quite excited about it, but first I need to get Before We Fall all wrapped up, and that book is biting back.
It is.
It is. Back.
Virtual hugs.
Thank you. Like I see Kai here, and I'm like, she's patient. She's being really patient with me. But yeah.
Linnell said, first of all, we love Friends to Lovers. No. We love Friends to Lovers when Rilzy does it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is the caveat here. Spoiler alert. Whoa, okay.
Oh, well, what?
Charles, shameless self-plug. I love it.
Right.
I sent Rilzy Rex Tom.
I have two. Listen, so for my friend Taylor's birthday, I sent her Go Deep. For my friend Tasia's birthday, I sent her birthday shot. I'm making the rounds at this point.
Now, someone said birthday shot because that's my shit. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna like commit some blasphemy here when I say that I voted in my own poll that I put up yesterday, and I voted for Kofi.
Of course.
I mean, I voted for Kofi too. Honestly,
who else?
I voted for Xander.
Xander could get it, but come on now.
Yeah, it was the birthday. It was the actual party scene for me. I was like, that bathroom. You know what? Let me go ahead and just vote.
Go Deep will always have a soft spot in my heart because that was my first. Rilzy Adams.
It was the whole book for me.
But I will say to anyone, I think I've said this a lot of times, that I think Cole is the best book bae I've written, even though the book
is tearing your eyes
not
up.
as lighthearted as Goji. But I think that there's just been something about Cole, but I couldn't put him on the list because
he's not.
We don't know him yet.
Yeah.
Kofi's holding that top spot for now.
Kofi is.
Sandra was amazing.
It's Kofi for me.
Look, I voted for Xander. Go Deep was my best of 2020. Yep.
Yes. For sure.
Go Deep was on my list of favorite books last year.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And you know what, Rilzy? From your little sneak peek that you gave us from Cole, I'm liking him already. Like, I already feel that I'm going to like him already, you know, especially when the little scene when she went to the gym and she told him, was like, whatever you saw, you didn't see. And Cole was like, if you got to come to me with this shit, that means it's some shit kicking. And I was like, I need more. Where it is. 3 chapters.
I liked Cole even like as a side character in Goji. Like writing him was really fun, and I think he had a really good vibe. And I honestly didn't intend for his and Tasha's journey to be the journey that they actually had.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm loving it. But since we already dipped our toe into the pond, let's talk about your favorite sex position. Like, what's your favorite? If you had to pick a sex position to do with your babe tomorrow, Friday night, date night, what we do?
Wait, sorry. I just thought come back.
Go ahead.
I think Hudson doesn't get enough love.
He doesn't.
But back to the question you asked, I'm not sure. Like, I can very easily tell you the one I hate. I hate being on top because I'm lazy.
Yes.
I don't like.
Yes.
I don't like.
You gotta force me up there.
I do not have the abs to be a top. I don't. I don't.
I be feeling all awkward.
40 seconds in, I'd be like, yeah, you know, switch.
Switch.
Oh, that you're about to get.
I got you for a smooth 2 minutes. After that, and I feel 2 minutes too much.
That's too long.
2 minutes.
I need to stop where you stop. Nah.
So we know you hate being on top.
Yeah. I don't. Like, this may make me seem like uber duper boring, but I think when you have like a good missionary, like legs all the way back.
Oh, legs all the way back.
Okay,
yes.
That changes things when you got the leg. You know what? And missionary is not. I feel like. Okay, so missionary is not my favorite, but I feel like for people like who are like the touchy-feely type people,
like real affectionate and
affectionate, you know, they love missionary, and you know, some people like that connection and looking in the eyes and shit. No, me, when I say people, I'm not in that. I ain't in that. That ain't for me. So I get it. I get why you would like missionary.
I like feet on shoulders. Yes. Not trying to think about whether or not like, I write that a lot, but I like feet on shoulders.
Same.
Feet on shoulders ain't half bad. I mean,
that's a lot of flexibility. That's you know, a different angle. We could get with that.
Like, so every time I go to the gym, and my trainer used to have me doing this ab exercise where you had the that ball, not the heavy one, I have no idea what it's called, but the exercise ball, like between your legs, and then you're meant to like come up, and then your head and your hands back, and you're transferring, and you're coming down. And every time I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is not for me. Like, this is too much. And then I'm thinking, but like you're not complaining about like having your legs in that position during sex. But
I know exactly what ball you're talking about from my 3 times at the gym.
Mm-hmm. Girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll accept missionary tonight.
What you mean tonight?
Your feet on my shoulder.
Mom, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think it's all about goals, man. Like I feel as if it gets a bad rep as, you know, ultra boring, but it doesn't have to be, and you can jazz it up. And legs on shoulders.
It's the spicy missionary. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think missionary gets a bad rap because it's not bad, but it depends on who you're with. Like if you're gonna be dry and missionary, you're gonna be dry and everything else. So I'm just saying. Missionary, I think, it's a bad rap because the men folk who are doing the missionary are dry.
Yep. So you can make a missionary
Don't
spicy.
Make that face. Don't make that face.
I mean, I'm getting
She was not buying what you were trying to sell it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, girl.
No. I love that. Speaking of
Sharonda, chill.
Yes, it is. I wish Sharonda as well.
Sharonda, you're gonna have to chill. Okay.
She will not be silenced. She won't be silenced.
Her buttons get me. I'm gonna need for y'all to stop jumping on this missionary train. Okay.
It's not that wrong.
I also think I prefer like reverse missionary. So it's just like instead of like standard doggy style, I think reverse missionary has more of an oomph.
More of an oomph. Okay, a little gusto. Gotcha.
It's a foundational position.
This is true. I think that's what Whit's trying to say.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I got from what Whit was trying to say.
See, you know what, T? You just.
I mean,
you got to be pretzely. The pretzely part is the appeal.
She said, "What the fuck is reverse missionary?" Rilzy, you got the flow.
Go get the Barbie. Show us.
I think I wrote reverse missionary into love scammed.
Oh,
like when you're on your belly.
Okay, I'm listening. Let me take notes.
Take notes.
It's literally what it says. So it's when you're on your belly and he enters from the back, but he's like pressing you into the bed with his weight.
Okay. So you're not on your knees. You're just flat.
So you're not on your knees. You're flat on your.
You're just flat. Okay.
On your belly. Sorry.
Got it.
Okay, but it ain't doggy because you're not on your knees.
You're flat on your belly.
Now,
I think maybe this comes back to the fact that I'm lazy.
But I think I can do that because ain't nobody looking up in my face and shit. So I could do reverse missionary because I don't want nobody in my face. Mm-hmm.
And it's also good for like hair pulling and biting and like, you know, those sorts of things. And then you're pressed into the bed. So I definitely wrote that into maybe even birthday shot.
See, I'm liking it.
Birthday shot.
Nicole, you can write that down. Reverse missionary because I like that.
I like that because let me tell you why. Because if you flat on your stomach and he kind of like got you trapped there just a little bit, that'll rev me up. Like, oh, I can't go nowhere.
Yeah, holding you down.
Just put a little bit of pressure on the neck, right? Just a little bit. Don't put my head in like that. You know, just ease it. You know, it's a difference now.
It is.
You'd be like, ah, damn, wait, hold on. Like,
honest, mother me. It's like, stop trying to smother me. My gosh.
Exactly. But you know what, Rilzy? Thank you. Because we've been doing that and we probably didn't even know what it was. So I did that before. And now that I know what it was, I'd be like, can you run back that reverse position?
I think it's also called the prone bone position. So maybe you know it as that.
Nope.
Okay, say what now?
Prone?
It's called prone boning.
Oh, prone boning. Oh,
I haven't heard that either.
Never heard of it.
That sounds fancy.
Yeah, that sounds like
I feel lazy for that, Sharonda.
That sounds like some bougie shit. I don't know if I bougie like that.
Yeah.
I'm like 2 steps down from bougie. I ain't up there yet.
I think that's what it's. I think that's what it's known as.
Okay.
Reverse cowgirl here, but that's still. I'm still on top. I'm still on top. I don't.
Sharonda.
Though I will say, if I don't see, I think I'm with T on the don't stare me in my face unless I want you to. So the reverse is probably best.
Heck yeah.
Let me Google it now to make sure I have not misled.
Anything that I ain't got to look in your face, I'm voting for that.
I don't want to look in your face. It's like, don't be staring me in my eyes. That makes me uncomfortable when you like, back up.
You could talk to the head. You can talk to my head. I can hear you from the back.
Right.
I can hear you from the back. Oh my gosh. These lives are so educational.
They really are, Kai. Like,
learning all kinds of things, you know.
Honestly.
I almost turned around this phone to show you, but no, that's not what we're doing here. But no.
Yes,
you can you can show me.
Do that.
Go ahead. Put it up there.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
You can show us your phone. Do you have pictures?
Oh, you got
let me make sure I'm not
now wait a minute, Linnell. Just because I'm short don't mean nothing. If you are bent over, you know what, Linnell, I'm about to put you in timeout myself.
It's like, aren't y'all short? Why is he looking you in the eyes?
I mean,
Linnell.
He's staring in my eyes. It don't matter what height he is.
She's like peck level.
The first
pecker, top ab.
I Google image reverse missionary. I have no idea what the hell that is. So maybe I am talking about prone boning.
Okay.
Woo child.
Either way, I like
seeing one that matches what I think reverse missionary is, but it's definitely prone boning that I'm talking about.
Woo child. Well,
it's top tier.
It's top tier. There we are, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell us a little something about Rilzy, the author.
We're talking about author origin story?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was basically 5 and I couldn't draw. And my mom said, well, I read books with no photos in them. And I went, oh, okay, bet. And then I've been writing ever since.
I love that. Wait.
I wanted to do comics, but I can't draw.
Can't draw.
And so
I can't draw either, Rilzy. So you know what? High five.
Right.
I got stick people on lockdown.
Sorry?
I said I got stick people on lock though.
I don't. So that puts me like one step above me. Not even that. I started off writing epic fantasy. And I think I wrote that throughout most of my teens until maybe 15, 16. And then I started writing romance.
Okay. So what?
But I did start reading Eric Jerome Dickey when I was 11.
Child, we all was reading these books when we had no business reading these books. So what prompted the transition over to romance? Did you just like, I know you said Eric Jerome Dickey, so did you just wake up and say, oh, you know what, I want to write my own romance? Like,
I don't know. I think at that time I basically become a little bit bored with epic fantasy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe like at that age I was starting to like experience feelings.
Yeah.
Like, so to speak. And so I wanted to explore that. While I was at it, I'm not really sure what sparked the transition because I was reading romance all along.
Yeah.
So I started with Eric Jerome Dickey. My first book was Milk in My Coffee.
Mine too.
And, when I
we
met,
had no business reading that book.
We were all right when we weren't old enough.
And I remember I went up to him and I said, when I was 11 and I was reading Milk in My Coffee, and he went, hold up, where? Like, what were you doing? But then at the same time, I was reading like Mills and Boons and Silhouette and Zane. And like we used to read Zane in school. Like I distinctly remember like a bunch of 12-year-old us.
Like we trading books like contraband.
Like contraband.
The 1 week I got it this week.
Like around 16.
Yeah.
All the sex was behind doors.
Okay.
And then it just
T's like,
sorry?
T's like, fade to black. What? Off page. No.
Like a kiss. And then the next morning.
Oh, I hate that.
That is the worst. It almost has to be like a content warning, fade to black for me. It's like, just prepare me so I'm not like so angry.
Yeah. So the Mills and Boone. So. Okay. So epic fantasy.
Yeah.
Can we expect a fantasy romance in the future from Rilzy?
I'm not sure about fantasy. Like I know that I've had this paranormal thing that I was supposed to write this year. I think at the end of 2020, I boldly proclaimed that in 2021 I was going to publish a paranormal romance. And then 2021 was kind of like, you so slow your roll.
Like, you got too much stop.
Yeah. But I do hope to write a paranormal one day. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Are you able to give us a little bit of details on the paranormal? Like, okay, all right, I'm pushing it. Okay, gosh.
No, I literally can't. I don't know. I've been going between, like, for example, I wanted to use like some Caribbean folklore, and then move from there. But I'm really not sure yet. I did kind of sort of start in a way dabbling in something else that was meant to be set. But I'm not even, now that I say that out loud, I'm not even sure if that like veers more towards fantasy than paranormal. I'm really not sure, and I'm not gonna say anything, and then like I have to like go, remember when I said that?
You don't have to say nothing, girl. I'm gonna have in your inbox later.
But I do know that one of these days I definitely want to write a paranormal romance featuring Caribbean folklore, because we have so many like interesting things, interesting stories you hear as a child. Definitely. It's just that most of them are pretty scary.
They are. And
some just kind of like, well, how do I make these people like sympathetic? Because I feel it's like the closest we have to vampires is the Sukuyo. But I wouldn't know. Like I've been thinking about that for the longest while. Like how would I make, you want to root for Sukiyaki, because when you think of the legends that we hear, yeah.
But for the record, I will always root for the villain anyway. So,
and any kind of vampire-like creature.
If
my neck is available.
Evil, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I like that. That's spice. Ooh.
Right. You know what? You have a point, because I remember watching when we went to watch Black Panther, I was really kind of on Killmonger's side, but I was like, he's spitting though.
He did a little bit too much.
I was like, he making sense though. So I get it. Okay.
I would love a paranormal romance with a bit of Caribbean spice to it. Yes.
I'm really going to try hard to work on it.
I would definitely like that. And you're right. The Caribbean folklore is very scary, because I remember growing up, we always used to talk about it when the lights cut off. It's like, let's say we have a island wide, the lights are out. Island-wide blackout. Then my parents, my mom wanted to talk about, I remember when I was growing up, I'm like, hold on, chill. Like, ain't no lights in here.
There's no lights.
Yeah.
And we would sit down.
I did that a lot, like during hurricanes, when there were no lights, wind howling outside.
Exactly.
And you're 6 and thinking, oh my gosh.
See, and then when I was growing up, we had these two characters. We would call them Babuki and Barabi. So we would it's always a story surrounded by Babuki and Barabi. And it was like every time there was an island-wide blackout, we would talk about it. And the shits was scary. I will not tell my son.
Why are you depriving him?
He's probably hearing it now in the Bahamas.
Great. Good. Because he needs advice.
He'll be all right.
Cowfoot lady stealing kids at night.
Sorry, I was just thinking that's the jobless, right? I'm looking at what Linnell is saying. I think that's the jobless.
I know about this because I read it in the Jumbies. This was in the Jumbies. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I'll root for a villain.
All the time. I have no problem saying that. Damon Salvatore, baby daddy.
Heather
Eric
says
True Blood, baby daddy.
Eric from True Blood. Okay, yes. Heather says have them burn down the world.
Husband. He ain't baby daddy. That's husband. Eric is hubby.
I'm sorry, husband.
Fine ass.
Have them burn down the world, but do it for her. Yes. And then, yes, of course, orgasmic fights.
The thing.
I'm such a scaredy cat. Oh. I'm from the Virgin Islands, so I'm not sure if it's called something.
I know it. Well, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Nothing that the jobless is meant to be and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but a beautiful woman who has like hooves or cloven feet, and she would walk around and she's wearing a really long dress, and so you can't see her feet, and and she'd lure men to get that way. So I'm not sure if that's what Linnell is talking about.
I've heard about that.
Linnell saying, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And then Linnell also said Jumbies can be good or evil, so there's that.
We'll go with evil.
Yeah. I want the evil.
So
the evil.
So what's your writing process like, Rilzy? Like when you are creating these masterpieces that we read, like what's going on? Like what's the process?
I think that my process is chaos.
Okay.
It's always been chaos. For example, I tell this story about Goji all the time. It wasn't even the book I was writing. I was writing Birthday Shot. And I was on Twitter, and Nikki was asking for friends to lovers, and I was just messing around with her. Nikki Blair. I was messing around with her and I was like, oh, well, you should read Just One Night. And you should read 12 Dates of Christmas. I just started like throwing at her all the books. Sorry, not just One More Time. Will You Be Mine? And 12 Dates of Christmas. I was just like feeding her all the Friends to Lovers that I'd written thus far. And she's like, I have already read those. Like, what are you talking about? And so I went, oh, I'll write you one. And she's like, ha ha ha, because she thought I was joking. And I thought I was joking. But then I went and I looked through my database of covers because I buy covers a lot for no reason. Like, I just have a lot of covers there just because I can't help myself. And I bought the cover for Go Deep and the cover for Before We Fall and the cover for Ice Ice Baby, which like I'm not even sure what I'm gonna do with Ice Ice Baby. But I bought those 3 like 2 weeks before, and I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. And I plucked it out, and I actually that scene from Go Deep that everyone liked, like the scene that was a hit, I guess, that was meant to be a birthday shot, but they've been having so much sex in Birthday Shot in so many different places. I was kind of like, I think this book can do without a sex scene. And so I pulled it out. And it was supposed to be something like 8, so just like really short. And then it wasn't. And here we are.
And see, was you even expecting like Go Deep to explode the way that it did? Like, was you expecting Go Deep to be this big?
Like, my best friend, they hate when I say this, but then a lot of the times I'm still kind of like, but I don't understand. Like,
what you mean?
Like, why do they like it? I don't get it. No, because I think we're in the, so it was June, so we're in the height of lockdown. I've been sick, and I really wasn't thinking about anything other than, because I remember that I published Go Deep, and I had a medical procedure that was supposed to be in 2 days, like after I published it. And I was fighting with my insurance company because they didn't want to pay for it. And so I literally published it, and then I didn't think about it again, like at all, until I think it was the morning of the procedure. I went on Amazon and I saw that it had the orange banner, because I think it got there 2 or 3 days after it was published. And I was like very confused. And it was also like maybe 2 a.m. So I was super duper confused. I was like, ah. And then I was like, oh. And yeah. So no, it was literally just meant to be something cute for Nikki, with a throwaway scene I had from another book because there was just too much sex in it as it was, and I definitely didn't expect this.
Where did that throwaway scene come from? Like,
because
is this from personal experience? Or?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
So
not yet.
I've been obsessed with the idea of that for years. Like years. I thought it was something super duper fun to try, but I just never got around to buying it. So I thought, I have this motto that my characters live the best love life, so I don't have to. And so I thought, what better way than to have my characters experience this?
Like, honestly, I went and I bought one of those shit based off of your book.
Listen,
real talk.
Okay, I did not go buy one, but I live in Maryland. From DC, live in Maryland. So when I was reading the book, I was like, wait, hold on. I know. Okay, first of all, this coffee house is across the street from my job. Okay. Then we'll be
Which one?
Pete's. I think it was the one in the beginning in Silver Spring.
Yeah, Pete's.
Pete's. That's literally across the street from my job. And then, so when I was reading it, and you said hot and juicy, And specifically the one in Virginia. I was like, wait, bitch, I have been in this. So reading it.
I'm going to tell you the boot too.
Okay,
so, you know when you walk in. And there's like, I think it might be like, there's the boot and then there's another one and then it disappears towards like the kitchen area. That way.
It was that. Let me tell you something. I was like, yes. I pictured the whole restaurant in my head the whole time.
Okay, so who was the inspiration behind Xander? Like, did you just dream him up, or is he a guy that's been in your life before, or the guy that's currently in your life, or the guy that you want to come in your life? Like, it is like, because I loved him. The way that his dirty talk was freaking amazing. And yes. I like men that talk dirty. That shit is a turn on to me. Like,
yes.
And just the way that he was handling her, I was like, I love it. So like inspiration, where did it come from?
The ether, like just around, you know.
Just around.
I feel as if like I've only, and if he's watching this right now, I've only ever like written one sex scene off of like experience. And I keep saying to my friends that when he reads the book, he'll know. So that's how I know that he's not reading them. But there's only one scene, and I'm not going to point out the book.
I was about to ask.
Where Xander was concerned, nah, he was just.
Xander's a unicorn.
Rilzy, put it in the private chat. Just let us know.
Yeah, you know what? You just slide me a DM later, and I ain't gonna say nothing. I promise.
I won't say anything. I will not say a word.
I can keep a secret. I could keep a secret.
Me too.
Okay. Oh wait. So, okay. So, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I know. I have a lot of questions. And okay, so
I love it. No, keep going, T. I love it.
Because I love Rilzy, and I think that we've developed a friendship outside of, Bookstagram. I mean, I would hope so.
I want to be friends.
And I think I found Rilzy's books in 2019. Was it 2019?
Way early. I feel as if, but very, very early, like way back with the Johnsons.
Yes, I was just playing on Amazon, and I found the Fallen Like a Johnson. I think it's Fallen for the Johnsons or Fallen Like the Johnsons. Mm-hmm. The Fallen Like the Johnson series. Yeah. And it freaking blew me away. Ask Rilzy. I was in her inbox like, girl.
You always in somebody's inbox.
No, but honestly, I think that was like, I was like, oh my goodness, she doesn't know me. She's not one of my friends. Like that very person. Like, there are people reading my books who are not my friends.
I went and then when I found out that she was from the Caribbean, I freaking lost it. I was like, no freaking way. I lost it. Like, I literally fangirled over these books for the freaking longest. Like, they were, I was just shooting it to everybody. You need to read this. You need to read that. And Sharonda just asked the question that I was going to ask. Like, what was your inspiration behind the Johnson series, especially book one? Because book one took me the fuck out. You hear me?
Yeah, I need to know this.
It was so. I never came across a book like that before. Like with that friggin'.
Because when I published The Gift, I was very, very concerned about how it would be received.
Yeah.
I think it's very reminiscent of how I feel about Before We Fall. Because I'm not lying, guys. It's stressing me the fuck out. Like, I'm stressed. I've been stressed for 10 months. Like I do not, like, I'm like, what? Like, why are you doing this to me? And my alpha reader, she says to me, sometimes I think it's a little bit concerning, Rillis, that you're acting as if these books are sentient creatures because you are writing it. Like, what do you mean by, like, why are you doing this to me? But with the gift, I think most of my plots come from the same place. I go, I wonder what would happen if. And so I think with the gift, it was, I wonder what would happen if you agreed to be someone's surrogate and then you were left having to raise the baby. And then I thought, I wonder what would happen if you agreed to be someone's surrogate and you were left raising the baby with someone you hated.
Ooh,
and then I moved from there. And then I thought, and that would be a little bit weird if like you had no ideas or thoughts about motherhood to begin with. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, well, I wonder what would cause someone to agree to be a surrogate in those sorts of circumstances. And I thought of my best friend, and I'm like, I do anything for them. So I'm like, yeah, that would be a reason for someone to. And then we just moved from there. Mm-hmm. And then I suddenly had someone falling in love with her dead best friend's husband.
I was like,
a lot of opinions on that.
Like, I'm sitting here looking like, was they fucking before this? Like, I had this shit in my head, like,
see, and I didn't think that. I didn't think that,
girl, because you know, I got my mind be just.
I was literally like, you know what? This is wild because they really truly hate each other. Like they want to beat each other bad, like so bad. But then I thought about it and I was like, if this was me, if something happened to me and my best friend was my surrogate and her and my man got along, didn't get along, I don't think I would want him to be with anybody but her because I know her. Go ahead, raise my baby together. Go ahead, do that.
Mm-hmm. Do that.
No. No.
But why not? Because this is my reasoning. If I know my best friend, and she like my best friend is like my sister. She is my sister. And so who else is going to take care of both my baby and my man as well as me?
A godmother.
She will be the godmother.
That's how I feel as well.
Someone other than my best friend.
Said, hell no, absolutely not.
I'm coming back and I'm hiding all y'all niggas.
I'm busy being dead.
No. Right.
I'm busy being dead.
Let me be. No.
I was really scared because I know that would be like a very divisive thing for a lot of people. I remember one person was like, yeah, no
friends.
Like, I could not ask when I realized. And I guess they got caught like I do because I don't read like blurbs or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just buy books and then I'm reading. So apparently they were reading. I don't make a habit of reading reviews, but I feel as if that was one review that stuck. She was like, I hated this so much that I didn't finish it because no. Like, no. Say one thing in that. She was kind of like, I've got too many books on my TBR to force myself to finish a book that I don't like. And every time I'm reading a book that I don't like now, I remember that one review and I'm like, yes. That's my inspiration. But I thought there are going to be a lot of people who would have had opinions about, oh my God, you come back from the dead to haunt them. But
I'm with her. I'm haunting everybody. I'm taking one and I'm throwing it on you in the middle of the night because.
No, here's the thing. I will come back and haunt you if you get with a bitch that I hate. If you get with that bitch that I can't stand, that I know been scheming on your ass, that's different. But my best friend who I know ain't have no ill intentions, like.
But do you really like that? Because
my whole thing with like somebody I love moving on is I'm busy being dead. Like, gone. But with your best friend,
let me rest in peace because I ain't gotta get up.
Say what?
I say, let me rest in peace. Don't do no shit like this. Make me gotta wake up and come for y'all now. No way. No way. Rest in peace on my tombstone for a reason. Let me rest.
I'm picking. Kai said, I'm picking the friend.
If I can, if we are talking about my absolute very, very best friend, sister. We have known each other for 15, 16 years. Yes, because I trust her with my life. So why wouldn't I trust her with theirs?
Yeah, but
my best friend.
Go ahead, Rilzy. Go ahead, Rilzy. What you said?
Like, I'd be at the wedding, like, look at that.
Haunting the wedding.
I'm haunting the wedding. When you walk down the aisle, I'm tripping you. Period. On TV, you getting tripped. I'm tripping you. The cake getting kicked down. Everything. No.
Child. Okay, I guess.
I shapeshift the best friends in the husband's mind to make it me.
I don't know, but me and my best friend, we're not even interested in the same type of men. So it's like
that's why it would work for me, because I know we have so I would know for certain, like, this was not even a thought in your mind while I was here.
So why is it thought when you gone? It's the fact that it's a thought when you gone mean it was a thought
because y'all raising this baby together.
You ain't gotta be with this man to raise no baby together.
Well, they wasn't together
either. Be together. She intended to be the nanny.
Right. She ain't
ironically that. Watching the whole day today.
Well, nanny on down then.
Yeah.
So I saw that Sharonda was asking, like, other than paranormal, if there is any other subgenre of romance I would want to explore. I'm not sure if this counts. I don't think this counts as a subgenre. Sorry, but I do want to write polyamory.
Ooh. Yes,
I do have that plot. It's on the list of. It was another thing I was supposed to write this year before 2021 said this shall not be your year.
Did you? Okay, so is that going to be the plot for Busset?
No,
I'm just okay. I just throwing that out there. I'm just. Okay.
No.
I can polyamory.
I know much about Busset. Like, I don't have anything that I could like reach. Basically, what if? Hear me out. You met a guy, and you're hitting it off so much that you don't really exchange names. You do not exchange numbers. You're both in different states, and then drunkenness happens. So instead of like midnight, drunkenness happens. And then he's left knowing that he has probably met the love of his life. And the only thing he has to identify her by is a twerk video.
Yes, a twerk video. This is my brand. I love it.
Yes. No freaking way. I'm sold already.
Yeah, so that's my take on Cinderella. I really wanted to release it at the same time as Before We Fall, because Before We Fall is sweet but heavy. I've had a lot of content warnings about, because I'm like, I have to be very conscious so that everyone who's reading it, they know that it's not gonna be like Go Deep. It's a lot heavier. So there's domestic violence and those sorts of things. I wanted to drop Busted at the same time. So I'd be like, this is going to make you cry. It'll make you believe in love, but it will make you cry. But then here's Busted. But I'm also
Busted is going to make you drop it like it's hot.
Break it down.
But like all we got, so there's no glass slipper here, just a twerk video.
Just a twerk video.
I love the twerk video. Like, I'm on for the twerk video because, you know, twerking is my thing, okay? From a long time. Okay, did you start out with the series? Did you start out knowing that Falling Like a Johnson was going to be a series, or did you just build on it?
The first book in the Falling Like a Johnson series was actually Will You Be Mine? JC's story, which is why I can say frankly and honestly, it's the worst of the five. Like, in my opinion, because it was written first. I don't know if there's so much I would do more differently in that book if I could rewrite it. But that book was written when I was 17. I did rewrite it. It was rewritten. God knows if you'd seen the original.
Wow.
I did eventually rewrite it, but I guess I was in my mind, and maybe that was my fault. I felt constrained by the plot that I already had, but it was written when I was 17. In A levels, which is the British equivalent to that is sixth form, and I think the American equivalent to that is 12th grade, I think. And I had this big blue folder that I'd go home from like college every day and just write in it like 1 or 2 chapters, and then I would do the paper punches, print them, and put them in the folder, and then I'd show up to school, and then I go, there you go. And they just like circulate it around, and I'd get it back at the end of the day.
That's amazing.
That's brave.
That was, I did 2 books like that. And then I said, oh, maybe he has brothers. and I conceived the gift separately. One of my friends says that I irritated the heck out of her because I'd started doing the same thing with the gifts in the folder, and I think they got like 1 chapter, and then they never saw it again until it became the book. And I thought, oh well, if I make him his brother, then I have a series going on.
Yeah,
maybe didn't more them, and so that's how it became a series.
Okay. And you know me, I know Z. Are you gonna revisit Alec and Jasmine? Because in what's the book? Oh God, what is the book? For Always, I think.
Yours Always.
Yes, Yours Always. And Yours Always, you know that situation would happen. And yes. I was like, girl, what? So are we gonna get another story or update on Alex and Jasmine?
You're meant to. It's meant to be after Hallie's book, because if you read Yours Always, you could see that the epilogue was going to pick up with Hallie's.
Yes.
Because basically, like the idea of Yours Always was meant to be, well, what happens after the happily ever after?
Yeah.
You're married, you're in love. Like, what happens when it's time to fight for your love? And then I picked Orlando and Katrina. Well, it was, to be honest, it was meant to be Hallie and JT's follow-up story. And then Orlando and Katrina like, hey, we haven't suffered,
Right.
And then it was meant to be like the 3 stories going parallel.
Yeah.
And then Orlando's and Katrina's reprise just became a little bit too heavy, and I think they deserved like a book on their own. And so I was meant to split it up into 3.
Yeah. Okay, because that was very, very, very emotional. I think I cried when I read that. And I'm a thug girl.
Yours always took me a really long time to write. It reminds me of my alpha reader said to me that it reminded her of the way I am now with Before We Fall, when I was just stressed. Because apparently I don't like putting my characters through stress. It stresses me out.
Well, I can appreciate
so I was really stressed out for the whole of Yours Always. And my anxiety response is to just shut down. So I'm like, oh, I have a tough scene coming up. Let me go watch Netflix instead. Okay, that's not on brand. I'd be watching people play The Sims. I'd be watching people play The Sims instead. So it was tough. Like I reread that book maybe a couple months ago, and I still cry. I still cry whenever I read it.
Oh, we have a question from Sharonda.
Do you come up with most of your story ideas based on what ifs?
All, actually.
All of I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question. It's a follow-up to this one. So if all of your stories are thought up through what if, what was the what if for Birthday Shot?
Y'all got don't be coming stressing out Rilzy.
No, yeah. Okay, so there were two. The first one was, what if your birthday fuck was the best fuck you ever had? And then the secondary one was, what if I was not in the middle of this goddamn pandemic and I could have the 30th birthday that I actually wanted to have?
I love that. I can tell you, I turned 30 this year, and it looks like the panoramic is going to ruin that. So
the panoramic,
the panini is definitely going to ruin it. Because the way that thing's looking.
What if birthday? What if your birthday fuck was the best fuck? And then she just kept having sex.
And that was certainly the best fuck of her life. Mine too. Shit.
Let me tell you something. Y'all don't just know that I love Birthday Shot. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's one of my favorite freaking books. Okay, so I got another question. We know that you're from the Caribbean, and when I read your books, I feel like I can feel the Caribbean flavor in your books. Like, is this like a theme for you? Like, because Rihanna, on all her albums, she always have a song with one Caribbean beat on her album. She always brings that Caribbean flavor on her album. Is that what you're trying to do? Like, you're trying to bring the Caribbean flavor in not all of your books, but majority of them?
I'm not sure. I know that I wanted to. So 12 Dates of Christmas was very intentional. Like, I wanted to have a book like set entirely on Antigua with Antigua-like things. I was really hoping that nobody.
Yeah, I was going to ask this. That
was my next question.
I no longer say things unless I know that it's happening. So honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure.
There's always a possibility. Maybe.
But that it was a prequel. We hope, Max.
We hope.
We hope. We're trying. But Quentin was also, and he had the dress.
Right. I was like, I want to tug.
You know what, Max? Maybe because I think I have the guy that I want to post to the cover for any book that Quentin would be a part of. He's actually kind of cute. So
we are doing a follow-up.
We're hopeful for 2022.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Because Regina knows she wanted to drop it like it's hot. Like she was
right.
she was in
She knew she wanted to bust it down on that couch from the beginning, girl. Stop playing with me.
Yeah. I really like Brandy was fun to write. I wrote it, I think, in maybe 12 hours. I really wanted to have a New Year's release. And so I think I wrote it on the 29th. I was like, okay, let's see where we can go. Because I'd had the Christmas release. So I was like, well, let's see if we can do the trifecta of Christmassy, New Year's release. But I quite like Regina and Quentin together. So I'll see.
Okay.
But
So that's not a no, and it's not a yes. It's a maybe.
We're going to try. I have a list. It's kind of a pretty long list of things I'm supposed to be working on. Like I have a series that I really want to get started on. It's called. I have. Let me give me a second.
Oh.
I'm looking.
Yay! We're getting a new series.
Yeah, I can't remember like where I put them, but it's meant to be following like 3 friends, and it's first comes marriage. God, I can't remember the title, and I don't know where I wrote that. But like I'm really interested in. I just have a backlog that. Yeah, I keep saying it. I think maybe because I feel so badly about it. This year did not go the way I wanted it to or expected that it would. But we'll see. Like, to the best of my knowledge, the person read the cover has just got back on island and they're in quarantine now. So we'll see.
And you say he's fine?
Say what?
And you say he's fine?
I think he's cute, yeah. Okay. I saw both of them and I was like, do you want to be on a cover? And he's like, sure.
Or you want to be on me? Either or. I mean,
now listen here.
But like, if I can like answer that question real quick, in some parts it is intentional. With the Caribbean, like having a line, so that's why I had the like Love on the Rock series, and I was just meant to like dump everything in there that was set in the Caribbean, but that's not what happened with Love Scammed. With Love Scammed, I was just sad that I had to be a lawyer, and like I missed Turks and Caicos, and it's Valentine's Day, and I was single. And I thought, I wonder what would happen if.
I wonder what would happen if I get.
And yeah, so that wasn't intentional. I was just like, ooh, Turks and Caicos, I miss it, and then we went with that.
I tell you what would happen if I would beat my friend's ass. That's what would happen. I would go on this trip and get me some very good Turks and Caicos dick, but when I got back, you get your ass beat.
No, you can't beat them because you already get the good Turks and Caicos dick. You gotta be like, thank you.
No, I'm gonna say thank you, and then I'm gonna beat your ass. That's what I'm gonna do.
One of my friends, he's the one that like I sometimes, if I have a band, I mention him. So like in 12 Dates of Christmas, he was singing at the restaurant. His name is Arlen, and he's an excellent singer. I'm not even biased. Like I'm his OG #1 fan, and so like every so often we meet up and he speaks about like songs that he's working on, and I'll tell him about my books. And so I'm like, yes, I'm writing a thing. He's like, oh, tell me about it. And I'm like, yeah, so best friend tells her that they're going on a girls trip, but it was actually a blind date. And he's like, that's at once the most fucked up thing like I've ever heard.
I thought that when I was reading it, I was like, I would really fight this bitch. Like, oh my God.
I was like, who's wild enough to do that? Because I had no idea like who that friend would be. And then I thought, Tempest would be wild enough to do something like
that. Because Tempest got money, she got the money where she could be balling out of control like that. But when I read the book, I had the opposite. I was like, yo, my friends is trash, yo. Like, why my friends can't set me up with top tier dick like this? I was like, I'm texting all my friends like, yo, why you only never set me up with somebody?
The thing is, if my friends, like specifically, like I'm thinking of my best friend right now, if they tried to send me on a blind date with someone and they were like so convinced that this person would be it for me, I'd be like, bet. Like, let's go. They are right. But I can't understand why
Tell me first. Tell me first. Listen.
I love that concept though.
But in Tempest's defense, she tried.
Let me tell you, she
She
tried.
tried to hook them up before, though.
She did, but don't wait.
Right.
No, don't wait till I get to this airport and I'm like, where you at? And you like, oh, by the way.
But she knew that money would not have gone. So she was like, okay.
She had to wait to the last possible second.
And see, let me tell you why. Because I already don't like people. So you done set me up with this person, and you know people get on my nerves anyway. What if I show up and he get on my damn nerves? Now I gotta fight you.
A lot of people didn't like seem to not remember, or it flew over there, or they rectified it. But I guess, yeah, Tempest did deserve to get her ass beat, because when you think about it, they had booked one room with one bed.
Thank you.
Yes,
They already knew.
The only one bed.
Because they already knew that they were gonna click. You understand? They knew that they were gonna click, and
no.
And all you had to do is make his ass sit on the couch. Let him sleep on the couch, because I'm sleeping in the bed. I don't care where you sleep, but if
I'm not saying it didn't work out well. I'm not saying that you might know better than I know. That's fine. But Tempest deserved a slight ass whooping for pulling that. That's all I'm saying.
Little one.
It was a little iffy. I was like, Tempest,
it was a lot iffy. It wasn't a little iffy.
He should at least show up to the airport. She was like, hold on. You ain't even go.
She didn't even.
He couldn't even show up to the airport and explain. This bitch didn't show up at all. Like,
and you know
it's
what?
like, we're boarding. Where are you? And like,
I think
by
this
the way,
is the other thing that got me, because she said in the book, like, they had not had a chance to hang out, and so she was really looking forward to it. So, like, if I know I have not seen you, and so this is our last hurrah, bitch, I appreciate the good dick you trying to give me, but bitch, I came here for you.
Yeah, Tempest ain't shit. But I mean, she had friends know like what buttons to push. So for example, this weekend my friends had like this surprise party for me to celebrate my writing, and I am probably one of the more flaky friends with plans because I get sick. Apparently they were stressed out for the entirety of Saturday. Like, people had to hire babysitters. They were like, oh my god, because I was sick, and they're like, oh no, is she going to cancel this? But they decided to tell me that one of my friends was having something for her, knowing that this particular friend, I would have like bent over backwards, shown up sick, be on the couch, like lying down, being sick. And they thought, that's a soft spot. We're going to press it and we're going to get her there. And I think that's what Tempest did. She knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that cry. I saw that cry from you, Rilzy. I saw that. I was like,
it was very cute. I was like,
oh god. Like, they didn't get all of it. Like, I cried. And then I stopped crying, and then they brought out the sushi, and for some reason I squeaked. And I started crying. And it was at the tail end of the crying, someone went, anybody got a video of this? And then they were able to catch them. And then I just spent the rest of the night saying, I really want to cry.
I started crying when I saw it. I think when I started crying when I saw it, but I think the tears started like springing when I saw they had all your covers hanged up with the lights. I was like, these niggas. I was like, I like this shit.
I didn't know, because when I walked in, everything was faced backwards. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I stepped in and they went, surprise, and I was like, I'm very confused. And then they went,
confused.
Surprise, and I was just there like, I don't get it. I'm just looking around, and then someone went, oh wait, she can't see. They're like, come here. And so I bent over and I turned around, and then I just started crying.
But they had sushi and prosecco, though. You know, that's your shit. So I was like, let me find out they understood the assignment. Okay, I just
sushi and prosecco.
And they were planning it for about 2 to 3 weeks, and I had no idea.
That's beautiful.
That was so sweet.
And it was really
so nice.
Confusing. The same friend that I spoke about, the one who sings, he had just released a song like the day before. So I was thinking if they were going to be doing anything to celebrate anyone, it would have been him. But yeah, they've been planning it for over 2 weeks.
That's
Wow.
nice.
But they need just what to say to get me there.
Yeah.
And Tempest needs just what to say to
She
Monet
knew.
to get it. And it works out well.
It worked out very well, but when after she dropped that baby, she would have had to catch a fade. That's all I'm saying.
Tempest could have shown up to the airport and at least say, "Okay, babe, I know we're supposed to hang out, but you need some dick."
Right.
She could have.
I mean, give me a little monologue or something, Tempest.
Fly from Maryland to Miami.
Right.
Yeah, she could have shown up to the airport.
I like this comment. They could have met up for a little friend date or something.
They tried.
Oh, girl.
Okay.
I mean, I appreciate Tempest looking out for her friend, though. I'm just saying that when I read the shit before we got to the island, I was cussing Tempest out. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
And that's valid. So was Monet. I mean, she was cursing up until the pregnancy announcement, and then she was like, "Oh, wait."
But when she saw your boy, she was like, "Wait a second now." Okay. So, which character in your books would you get along with the best in real life?
That's a good question.
As in, like all, like just of all of them, or like
good. Yeah.
Talk about like the lead males, the lead females, side
The protagonists, yeah, like the
leads.
Rilzy's like none of them.
None of them. You know, Jasmine's
and then also JC.
Okay.
But like as a friend, like as a, I think
I like him.
You're really good as friends.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi could get it though.
Kofi could get all these walls.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
everything. Okay.
He said all the days that ended twice on Sundays.
He could get it. He was just looking scrumptious from the beginning of the book. I was like, I want him. He's mine. It.
I was literally like walls, throat, hands, all of it.
All of it. Whit said, I got 3 holes and 2 hands. Right. Let's go.
Speaking of Kofi being able to get the walls.
Mm-hmm.
So you write some very spicy sex scenes. Mm-hmm. And first of all, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
But my question is, which sex scene? Okay, I have 2 questions. The first one is, which one gave you the most trouble writing? And the second one is, which one is your favorite that you wrote?
Okay, give me 2 minutes. I need to be petty for 2 seconds. So I see Bella J talking about whether or not she likes her characters, but I'd like you to know Landon ain't shit. I still hate but,
Bella, Landon ain't shit. Landon ain't shit. Okay, now do I need to read this Landon because
I am the president of I Hate Landon fan club, and I saw her tweeting something today about she's gonna write a book to make us fall in love with Landon, and I'm like,
Landon.
Shit! I just ruined my time. My hardest sex scene to write. I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you about my favorite first.
Okay.
I think hands down. Okay. I'm gonna retire your birthday shot after this, right? But
no,
I think
never.
It's actually the one with them in the tub.
Okay,
so
let's get to this.
That's the one that Star said, like after he had gone to see her when things went a bit awry with his mom. But like that whole when he introduced the finger to an owl.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite. Hardest to write. I think I've said this a lot of times on Twitter. I hate writing sex scenes.
so good.
Really, but you're so good at it.
So good at it.
Like writing them. So I guess they're all hard to write.
Okay.
But definitely Kofi and Shay in that tub.
I can appreciate that.
Yep.
I did like the hot and juicy scene with Xander and Nevada. Definitely. The whole of it.
All of it. Yes.
I guess it was one big sex scene, if we're honest, with each other.
Can we expect more sex scenes with sex toys in your books moving forward? Because I really liked that.
Yeah. And I love that Xander was not afraid of sex toys. He was very much like, let's do it.
I think if you meet a man and he tries to shame sex toys or he is snarky about sex toys, that's a red flag.
Red flag.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. It's a red flag. Like if he's not looking at your vibers going, howdy partner. Well,
right.
Work together.
Partner. Yes.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
If he ain't looking at it, be like, so when we using that?
Right. If he ain't looking at it like, let me try something real quick.
If he doesn't buy it for you,
even better, because I don't want to spend my own money anyway.
I mean, I don't have no problem spending my own money. I just spent a whole bunch of money. But the point is,
you were talking about that rose vibrator.
Oh no, I didn't pay for that. That was a gift. And let me tell you something. Y'all need to invest.
It's giving what it's supposed to give.
It's giving what it was supposed to get. Okay.
Yeah, send me the link because I want one.
I'm gonna send you the link.
Thank you. Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
You were saying earlier that a particular book took you so long to write. During your writing process, do you find that some books give you trouble, or do you probably have like this kind of formulaic, if you sit down to write, you can, get it written in a, how long would it say that would take you to write a book?
So I guess like the regular like 36,000, 37,000 word books, if it's going well, and that's like if it's going well with me having to work, I can write that in about a month.
Okay.
If it's not going well, or if like work is acting a kind of way, so I'm only writing on weekends, then it's going to be a little bit longer. If it's giving problems like Before We Fall, because I started writing Yours Always before I started writing 12 Dates of Christmas, You, Me Plus Baby, Brand New, and I started writing it way before I wrote all of those, and I was just like, I can't, and so I went and I wrote other things.
That just means that when it drops, it's just gonna be bomb, like extra, it's gonna be extra juicy. Give it a little extra, So
you're gonna be crying again.
It's probably going to be like 95,000 words long. So that's the first thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So there are two things. It's longer than anything that I've written before, because I think prior to that, my longest book was 60,000 words. And I think that was The Sweetest Escape. So it's like 58,000 to 60,000 words. But Before We Fall is going to probably be about 95,000 words. I'm not sure.
And I'm gonna read every goddamn word.
I'm gonna eat all of it up.
Every word. Yes.
I wait for you to drop chapters 4 to 6 right now. Like you done drop 1 to 3, baby. You might as well drop 4 to 6.
It's definitely, I think it's definitely been the hardest book I've ever written, period. And it's stressing me out, and I've been crying a lot. And, like crying at the book and just crying the process of writing the book. And it's been hard because I'm really excited about But as Friends though, which I don't do very well at working at more than one project at a time.
Yeah.
So even when I'm saying, well, this is not working, I need to write something else, I have to just like shelf it completely because I don't, for whatever reason, I can't do two things at a time. So I have this constant struggle between, do I just shelf you and work on Busset, since I'm really excited to finish that? Do I just shelf you and work at But as Friends though, because it has two of my favorite things to write, Friends to Lovers and a baby.
What do you like that Secret Baby?
Not Secret Baby, just Baby.
Pregnancy. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
But as friends, so the tagline is "What's a bit of parenthood between friends?" So.
Oh, I need that.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. But I just need to get finished before we fall. Okay. And I'll see that Ty's really patient because she's editing for me. And it keeps going. So I know that I told you that I get this to you by this date, but I can't. So can I have another date? And I mean, if she's still here, I know I told you that I was going to get it to you by this date, but I don't think it's going to happen.
They're like, we're gonna have to push it again.
Like, no way.
Rilzy was like, listen, I ain't got it today.
I ain't got it.
It's not gonna
I ain't
happen.
got it today. Well,
But I also saw Bella asking how many sex scenes.
Yes.
So, one of the reasons why this book is giving me an existential crisis is that for 90,000 words, like when you compare how many sex scenes I got into Birthday Shot in, I think it was 40,000 words, to the amount of sex scenes in this book, it really isn't that. Wow. So here I'm here unselling this book. It really isn't that much. I remember that. So I do have an interview with Charles that's supposed to be going live in August because I had told him that this book was going to be out in August. Well, hello. And I remember he was kind of like, well, you know, you're known for like these spicy, hot, explicit sex scenes. About Before We Fall. This may be a little bit different. I really do think, I don't know, I just feel so strongly about the story, even though, like Jin, it hates me. Because
Not like Jen.
the intimacy is, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's going to hit or miss, but if it hits, it's going to really hit. It should really pack an emotional punch. And Cole is just so amazing. Like he's the one I want. So if the universe is kind of like, what can we send you? Like, what would you like your partner to look like? Like Cole. And not physically, like the kind of attributes.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to see how you're gonna make this work. I'm excited to see what you're gonna come with in this book because I read the first 3 chapters. I remember Cole and Tasha from the previous book. So I'm really interested to see how you're gonna spin this. And I see what you're saying, because even in the 3 chapters that I read, like I immediately took a liking to Cole, like immediately. I just want to see them fuck, really.
Just tell us.
I can tell you this much. You're gonna wait for that. Because
I'm willing to wait. But
no,
when it
because when I say, I'm not even sure if I should put slow burn as a content, like put a warning on it, like this is a slow burn, like it burns very slowly.
see, this is how I'm looking.
Now,
but
see,
I don't mind slow burns. I don't mind slow burns. Just when it actually does finally burn, combust, it top tier. Like I would like,
I have faith. Because let me tell you something.
I have faith.
Rilzy has not done me wrong yet. No. So, and I don't even like the feelings, but I'm going to take these feelings and I'm going to handle it. Okay? That's it.
I do think
oh, my dogs are barking.
Like I said, I don't do slow burns. If I see slow burn on the cover, I'm passing it by. Bye. I'm not. No.
You gotta
but it's Rilzy, so I'm gonna read it, but I'm gonna complain the whole goddamn time. I'm gonna be like, Rilzy, what the fuck?
I'm gonna complain about it the whole time.
I'm gonna complain.
The thing is with what I'm actually tackling, in this book, it could not be anything other than a slow burn. At least where their journey is concerned, it would not have been authentic otherwise. And I want to be, hear what, right? I started writing before we fall. So I say things like, oh my goodness, I've been working on this for 10 months. That's not true per se. Well, no, it is true. It is true. Birthday Shot drops in August. And I started writing Before We Fall 3 days later.
Oh, wow.
And we're still here. I had to put it to the side, and I wrote Love Scammed. And
them characters is beating your ass. Girl.
I mean beating her ass.
Like so badly, right? I thought to myself at one stage, are they just planning a reboot? Like, do our characters actually come from somewhere? Is like this little factory of characters that writers tap into, and mine were like, nah, we didn't want to be in your book. Like, we're hoping for somebody else's book, and you pulled us up, and so we're gonna give you like stress. I'm not sure. It's been rough. So that's why Buss It will come.
Yeah.
After. Okay. Or maybe even before. Like, it really depends on like how these final weeks, I guess, with it goes. Because when I'm finished it, I'm going straight into fleshing out Buss It.
Okay.
And that will be spicy.
Well, hot. With a twerk video, it's gotta be
spicy with a name called Bussin', because I want to see some bussin' in this bitch.
It should be really fun.
Okay, so I might be putting myself out on a limb here, and I do that from time to time. So if you feel that way, let me know. So I'm guessing we ain't gonna get no Christmas book this year.
No, you're definitely not.
Okay.
I know this. Let me tell you why. So, to be honest, and that's why Before We Fall is stressing me out so much. To be honest, I'm really trying to finish Buss It and Butter's Friends though, because if I'm able to publish a book that has not been written before like the 22nd of September, it will be a miracle, because work goes crazy from October. I have I'll be in trial, like literally from October until maybe the 20th of December. And they're meant to be like really stressful ones. So I can't promise anyone that after work I'm going to want to do anything other than watch people play The Sims for hours at a time. We'll see. Like, I like the idea of Christmas book, and I do have a big a document with what would happen if and what would happen if, like these things that are just like there to become a story, but I'm not sure. It depends. But I really want more than anything else to at least get these 3 books out before the end of the year. Well, written, they could be out.
You could call it "Busted for Santa."
Girl, busted. I like Kai's comment here. Personally, I'm a firm believer in the slow burns with pining masturbation, but maybe that's just me.
Tell you
pining masturbation. Ooh, child.
Mm-hmm. I'm on the right path here. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Rilzy, what do you want readers to take away from your work?
I think that I basically summed it up. I think when I wrote that line, in Love Scammed, I'm like, oh, well, this is what I'm trying to put forward. That love doesn't have to be hard. It's not supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be the only thing in life that's easy. Like circumstances are supposed to be hard, but not your love.
Yes.
And I'm on wanting readers to take away that they can be that intentional, straight up, no games sort of. Because I think for the most part, most of my my male MCs, they dote on their women and they treasure them and they see them. So yeah.
Yeah. No struggle love.
Yeah,
I like that.
Speaking of no struggle love, speaking of deeper, what made you, that? Let me tell you, I was wanting it, and then you gave it, and I appreciate it. What made you read? Because I know so many like authors don't like to revisit characters and kind of once we done, that's it. So what made you give us that little sprinkle of happy?
I'm not sure. I just feel as if, and now I'm thinking of my alpha reader with this sentient beings comment. I just feel like if they had more to say, and I didn't expect, it wasn't something I intended, because I was messing around on Twitter and I already had that ho ho ho. Like, so I had my Christmas release.
Oh yeah,
and,
ho ho ho.
Like focusing on, but they had more to say, and then I wrote those vows, and
I cried.
I mean, I can say this now. I think I can say this now. Well, I don't know when because he's working on it. But my friend, the one with the love, he's working on the song that Xandra sang for Navaya.
Now wait a minute, child. You should what?
Yeah. So
not me about to cry right here on this camera. I can't.
Hey, thug life, bro, thug life.
Ain't no thug. It's saying that today. Ain't no thug.
I need that, Rilzy. I need that.
I'm hoping that we'll have that like in time for like the first anniversary of the release.
Ooh, because when she said second, I was like, I'm not you coming out with another book and what now?
Right. Like what?
Ooh, so
his voice is amazing. Like his voice is, he has an amazing voice. So
you just told us that there's gonna be an anniversary book. You just basically you just did.
No, that's what I heard.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Song.
I heard that.
Remember, I didn't say that. I did not.
Yes, you did.
I did not. I said the song, the vows that he sang. My friend Arlen, he is putting music to that. He's singing that with his amazing ass voice, and we want to have it like free to stream. by the first anniversary of the release of that wedding book.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be an anniversary trip. Okay, got you.
Okay.
I mean, if they ever have anything else to say, I will be sure to write it. But
I hear him right now.
I hear him talking.
Do you hear him?
I hear him. Xander is literally.
Do you hear?
Yeah. I hear him.
You.
Yep.
You might hear Xander just say, "Girl, I got lots to say about my love of my life." I just heard it.
Those girls came to me, and
he was like,
so then I wrote the book.
Okay.
Xander talking to me right now.
Xander, I'm sitting here like, Xander, what you say now?
I'm really
whispering the sweet nothings.
For those who are okay with the slow burn and okay with like the deeper themes of, sorry, I didn't mean to use the word. the deeper themes. I'm really interested in seeing how Xander stacks up to Cole, like in people's, in people's.
Don't worry, I'll let you know.
I will let you know. And will Cole have a nasty mouth?
Will he be a dirty talker?
Will he be talking dirty? Because I know, like you say, this is a slow burn. And
is she free?
I think so.
Maybe.
Oh no.
See, she ain't had no.
Before
you froze for a bit, T.
Oh, my bad. What I did, child. Okay, I'm here. Question? Oh, I said, what the hell is the question? I don't know.
Is Cole gonna be a dirty talker?
Oh, is Cole gonna be talking some nasty shit like Xander did?
Maybe. Not quite.
Okay.
Or he gonna be like very romantic and just sweet and baby powderish.
I just tell me what you mean by this.
You said what?
Like if I can, she can.
I don't like it, but I'm gonna complain. I just let you know right now. I'm gonna complain. I'm gonna be like, Rilzy, slow burn, Rilzy, really?
Tasha and Cole's story is a lot more soft, which is interesting considering everything that's going on around them. I think Cole is going to tap into a different place than what Xander tapped into.
Oh.
But she's gone.
T vanished.
That was the spirit of Cole.
That was the spirit. It's like, you're not gonna like my book? Yank.
I think Cole will tap into a different part than Xander did.
Okay.
But I think it's I guess we'll have to see. I think I'm going to, like, when it releases, I'm gonna just like get off of social media for a while. I'm gonna just be like,
okay, you could get off social media, but when I slide in these DMs, you know, because I be bugging Rosie. I be like, girl, you okay over there? What's going on? So when I do that, just be like, Whitney, mind your business, go somewhere, and I'll be like, okay. I'm gonna just list my questions here, and you get back to me when you have a chance.
Yeah, but I'm really
when you have time.
If it hits, it will. If it lands the way I hope it does, and I mean, so far it's landing for my alpha reader. Like, it's really landing for her, except like all of the struggles to actually get the tiger back.
You're back.
I said that was the spirit of Cole.
Just yanking you out.
My bullshit, but I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, but I was saying that I think Cole is going to hit a different spot to Xander, but I feel as if it lands, it will land well. And you may be too busy like following the journey to even realize that it is a really slow burn.
So you gonna trick T.
Basically,
you're gonna try to trick us.
You gonna do me like that? Okay.
To see what that comment meant. Like I don't know if she meant that she's definitely not here for the slow burn. I'm not sure. But we'll see. But
I feel like if anyone can make me like slow burn, it would be you.
I mean, the clit lit expert now. That's all I'm saying.
So
I know. I feel like when I Busted is going to be dropping around the same time. Yeah, and so my clit littiness will still be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fine with that. You know what? I will let you give me all the feelings. I'll go ahead and do that.
Remember after Busset, there is But as Friends though. And the first line in that book is literally "Don't forget to pull out." So
pull out what, the chicken?
I mean, if you want to,
oh well, I mean, no, because we don't use the word. Do we use the word cock? I don't think we do. But
no.
She said no. Okay. Wait. Before we get into that, I just want so the first line is gonna be "Don't forget to pull out," which leads me to babies, which me and T were supposed to buddy read You, Me Plus Baby, but homegirl flaked on me, so I read it
in the live.
She read that shit like the Energizer Bunny, and I ain't even know where she read it. I was like, you gonna wait on me?
No, let me tell you something. Because I was like, we gonna read this book, and she was like, we supposed to buddy read that? And I was like, yeah, girl. She's like, okay, give me some time. Okay, girl, when we gonna read this book? I forgot about that. I had time to wait on her. I had time.
I saw the live chat. I was like, this.
See, she's about to say something else.
Oh
no! Right there.
Not her internet.
I was like, I hear her voice, but she's not
hearing nothing. That you
I don't know why my internet. You know what? I feel like Cole is getting me. Like,
Cole don't like your attitude right now.
Well, I would say at least you were invited to buddy read something with her.
Ooh,
shade, palm tree shade just came through this palm tree.
Was that shade to me or shade to you?
I was like, at least you were invited to buddy read something.
Let's be very clear, Nicole. Anytime you are ready to pick up one of these unicorn smut books to read,
Nicole, she gonna read the shit without you.
Don't let me do that, because let me tell you, I tried, but literally it was calling my name. It was
like, wait for me, damn it.
That bus took off. It rolled out.
It was around my birthday time. I ain't shit around that time. You gotta let me catch myself until at least the first or second week of November. I ain't shit in October and half of November.
Anyway,
he's like, I can't wait that long. I got it now.
Right, I need it because so here's the thing. I don't do a lot of baby stories.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, but Rilzy had me with the friends to lovers. She got me with the brother's best friend. She got me with the best friend and the surrogate and all of that. So let me see what she hitting on with this baby. So you said you really enjoy baby books. Like, why? What about this? What is it?
I don't know. I don't know. But I do, like, when I'm going through and buying books, not reading the back, if I see a baby on the cover, I'm like, yeah, let me try it. I don't know.
Maybe. Go ahead, Rilzy.
Yeah, it really is that. I think babies are cute,
Yeah. Add a little razzle dazzle to it,
Not a little razzle dazzle.
I mean, it could also be because, like, I'm writing these things as someone who has never experienced, like, a baby crying at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., like 3 a.m. And, like, theoretically, I know that pregnancy is hard, but I don't know that from experience. So it still has that,
It's hot as hell.
Yeah.
And I only got one. I ain't doing it again.
Yeah. I mean, my mom was hospitalized for, I think, 5 or 6 months.
Wow.
6 to 7 months she carried me. So.
Wow.
So you were stressed for a long time.
And then I got born, and I was like, I'm gonna be a good kid because I was a really troublesome fetus. So I'm gonna be a good child. And I've been a good child for 31 years. So
is your mama gonna have that same story?
She would.
Okay.
She would, because I was like when I first maybe not 31. I may have been really irritating as a child, but when I was old enough to understand that she was hospitalized for 5 or 6 months, and like it was complete bed rest.
Right.
She wasn't eating anything. It was just horrible. I was like, whoa, I'm gonna have to undo that stress. So I did my best to just be a good kid.
You're like, I apologize.
I'm so sorry.
In my books. I was just always in my room reading or trying to draw, failed, and writing.
Okay.
I also just want to shout out your merch that you just merch here.
Oh yeah. I can't draw. We've established that. But I always have like these random quotes like going around in my head, and I thought, well, why not do some merch? And I thought that if that was the thing that Go Deep taught me, just go deep, go hard.
Yeah. I love it.
One level.
It says, in life, in pleasure, in love, go deep. So you can get this as a tank top, a shirt, a coffee mug. The link is in the description box.
Yay!
Mine is up. My order is on its way.
Oh,
I was hoping it would be here before the live, but it's not. It's okay.
Okay, I have another question.
Sure.
Between me and T, who stresses you out more?
How am I getting this?
You guys don't stress me.
Thank you. And it's probably Wit anyway.
It's probably Wit anyway.
It's not. It might be. I stress all y'all out, and that's fine.
I don't even be stressing people out like that. I mean,
on a real though, no, I don't feel stressed out. I don't.
Good.
You could tell her she gonna be okay. Tell her.
No.
See, she froze again.
I mean,
she froze again.
Say what?
Every time.
You froze again, T.
Every time. Cole got my back out here. Cole got my back.
Cole ain't doing me right.
You can tell us in the private chat.
You could tell her you could tell her that she stresses you out. She gonna be okay. Okay.
Nah, I haven't been stressed. I guess we'll see what happens when Before We Fall drops.
She's gonna stress you out more just because people complain. Slow. She done already said.
Yep, she's already said she was gonna be in your DMs.
She did.
I be in everybody's DMs. What the fuck?
See, that's the thing.
Heather, can you tell me if you meant what you meant by the everybody but Heather? Because then I'm gonna have to force you to read Before We Fall.
Oh yeah, this one. Because she doesn't like emotion, so it's like you're pushing the emotional content. So this book is for everyone but Heather.
I'm gonna force you to read. I thought it was that, but I wanted to make sure.
Heather, put your big girl drawers on and let's go.
It's okay, Heather. I got you. But I'm gonna read it. But I got you, Heather. I feel you.
At this rate, maybe I should withhold Busset until after, like before we fall asleep.
It's like you both need to read it, or Busset's not coming out.
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna read Busset now.
She's gonna make it that a condition, like, oh, you have to read before we fall if you want to get Busset.
Now listen.
Rilzy put never. Not my Rilzy.
I kind of pretend that I would. I would never.
Never.
Because I don't like emotions or slow burn.
You should. Honestly, we'll see. We'll see if at least one person goes, man, I didn't think I was gonna like a slow burn, but I liked this. Or for the people who actually hated Tash. So I didn't realize that there were people who really did not like Tasha until I lost a podcast. They really didn't like her. And
I wanted to know what the hell was going on between her and Cole. That's what I wanted to know. I was like,
they made great points.
Right. Like, that's what I said.
They were like, Tasha's not a good friend. And I'm like, why would you say that? And then they continued speaking, and I'm like, okay, I get what you're saying, but I hope you get it.
Not you throw me under the bus, Heather. No way, Heather. Not you throw me under the bus like that. God, skid marks is on my back. Y'all see it? Throw me under the bus. Wow.
I don't know what's up.
You know what, Rosie? We liked Tasha because I wanted to know what was going on between her and Cole. The first thing I said, oh, they fucking. But then I knew she was, in a situation. I was like, is this some freaky shit going on here? I didn't even know.
Not is this some freaky shit going on. Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't think Tasha was a bad. I think she just had a lot going on. I was more so like, girl, will you just tell me what you going through? So I can know?
Like, yeah.
And then I did also realize that. So, and if you read Falling Like a Johnsons and you read the entire series, apparently I'm really bad at this. So I'll just be teasing and teasing and teasing and teasing. And not realizing like how bad it is, because I'm like, yeah, everything will be revealed when the book comes out. So I think I did that a lot for Goji without realizing.
No, you didn't. Let me tell you what you did it with. You did it with Jasper's story, because Jasper's story was from the beginning to the end. When I tell you that little nigga stressed me out, he stressed me. Yo,
I recently reread the Johnsons from like
so she got her earring out and everything.
No, yeah. I definitely. I remember one person had left a review, and they were kind of like, "If I don't find out what's going on with Jasper in the next book, there's going to be problems."
I'm moving you off. Like
I can see it.
Like we had pieces of Jasper in every book. So I knew
what the hell was going on with Jasper until I got to his book.
Listen, Jasper I was about to beat his ass, okay? Because this nigga was dumb. He was stupid, amazingly hoe ass. Listen, I don't like that woman, yo. Like,
I didn't know. I remember that my ex-boyfriend, like during the entire time, he was like, "Okay, Rose, how about this?" I'm like, "Well, no, I'm not feeling that." And so he was like, "Well, what are you going to do? Like, aren't you afraid that you're going to like write yourself into a corner?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna keep it vague. And so I kept it vague. And it really wasn't until Jasmine's book when he showed up drunk and he made the announcement. I'm like, oh, okay. Guess we're going with this.
See, you did it with Jasmine book too, because she's been complaining about Alex saying like, oh, this guy is giving me a hard time at work and stuff like that. So, you did it with Jasmine and Alec too.
But I think the difference was with Jasmine and Alec, like I knew straight up it was about to be enemies to lovers, and it was going to be like Pride and Prejudice, like reverse Pride and Prejudice sort of thing. So I think the hints that I dropped, they were more concrete because I knew where I was going with it. But with Jasper, I was just like, okay, just sprinkle a little bit of this here.
Jasper was on some dumb.
I like Jasper. I think Jasper was definitely my most flawed male MC. There's some people who didn't like Andre in You, Me Plus Baby.
Mm-hmm. You like, wait, who now?
Who don't like my boo?
Yeah. Yeah, there were people like he was pretty spineless, and I didn't think so. But I think Jasper was definitely the character that I wanted to ring. Huh?
Jasper was spineless.
He was.
He ain't had no spine, none. I didn't even know how he was walking.
But he got it, man. He got it. He found himself.
When?
Not when.
That scene in the hospital when he when he finally accepted that he was the author of his own destruction, when he stopped trying to blame people and he took accountability and moved from there.
Like, and he knew that baby was him too. He knew that baby was his too because he knew it.
Hashtag spoiler alert.
Oh, oh Lord. I'm horrible at this, y'all. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Because I ain't got to that book yet. So give me that. Give me that.
I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. I'm horrible at the spoilers. Sharonda be telling me that all the time. I'm sorry.
But I mean, he wasn't perfect. I mean, he was more flawed than most. But I have a soft spot for him. Like Orlando too, I guess. But
I'm just saying this all in. To be out here spilling the damn bean.
I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm sorry, y'all.
I mean, listen, I don't mind spoilers because it's not going to stop me. So I'm a reader regardless.
And I'll probably honestly forget about it. And then, I'll read it. I'll be like, oh.
Rhonda, you're going to let me live my life, okay? Only God to judge me.
What?
Only God. Oh, God.
God and Cole.
Cole been doing some shit in here.
I mean, but honestly, this is Cole. Oh, it has Cole. Okay, I thought he got you again. This is peak Cole energy, though. Not gonna lie. Like, he really be like that for real.
Like, no.
See, Sharon, see?
I don't mind spoilers either.
I don't.
Because I will honestly forget. By the time I read it.
Because when I get the spoilers, it's like fun for me to read the book to see what's coming,
right.
before the spoiler. So I don't mind spoilers at all. I'd be like, so what happened? Tell me. Then when I read the book, I'd be like, oh, okay.
I get to the end. And then I go back because I feel as if when I'm stressed out while reading a book, I'm not taking it in anymore. I'm just kind of like, let me get to the part that's going to break my heart. So
that's how I feel watching movies. I would literally sit in a theater and depending on the movie, well, not anymore because the panoramic is here. But when we were in the theaters, I would literally pull out my phone. If it's something that has been out for a while, I'd be like, what happened?
What is happening?
I do that a lot.
We good.
So
I'm glad we all agree.
Yes. So yes. So I didn't feel bad anyway.
Right. I was about to say.
So
you're like, but now I really don't feel bad.
I'm just like, okay. Okay, so
Okay.
what is something the book community can do to support your work?
I don't know. That sounds like a cop answer, but I'll say this much. So I say to people that like I feel like this little kid who's been invited to a party and they're just happy to be inside. And I feel like if I spend so much of my time feeling like that, I don't know. I mean, read them. Find characters that you love. Tell people about them.
Buy the books, read the book. My friend just bought birthday shot because we was having this conversation. So there we go. Just buy the book.
Buy books. Buy the merch.
So birthday shot is like the best. Yeah.
I really, really adore it. Like, yeah, birthday shot has a because coffee's just.
I told y'all, walls, fruit, hands.
He could get the walls. He really can.
That's it.
And I think it's also that they just had sex everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And I realized that until I was doing I had this graphic when I was like, Xander's like, God, I don't remember what it was, but Xander's like, let's get freaky in a restaurant or something like that.
Yes, I remember that.
It's like, hold this bathroom, hold this movie theater, hold this plane, hold this pool.
That movie theater, I resonated real deep with that movie theater scene.
Oh, did you? Did you really?
That brought back a little bit of memories.
Same.
I'm playing.
No, she won't. No, she won't.
All right. Does anyone else have any other questions? I feel like we're not going to get an excerpt. We don't have anything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it depends. I have nothing new. I am down to read something old, but I don't have anything to promote. So,
if you want to read something old, I am here for it.
I am here for the scene from
Birthday Shot.
Birthday Shot.
Which one?
I mean, there's so many.
Anyone. It don't even matter.
Yeah, which one?
Pick your favorite. Whatever your favorite.
Ooh, what's your favorite?
Oh, that's the one with the tub.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to reread Birthday Shot too. Don't worry.
I know. I need to reread those.
It's a reread.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm trying to find it. I think it's here. Or not. Wait, where are you? No, that's not it. It's funny because I've passed so many sex scenes already that I'm like,
just looking for one specific.
You're like, not this one, not this one. Oh, I remember that, but not this one.
Okay, so the caveat is a voice actor or a what do you call a narrator? I'm not. Yes. How much? And I may have to like skip so that way, just to make sure that like I'm not too long. So here we go.
Have some ice water or something on standby.
Fan.
I'll just start a little bit above to give some context.
Okay.
And this is after he had visited his mom and he'd come back and he was in a pretty not so great mood.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be Kofi saying to Shay, "Did I interrupt your bath? I was just getting in. I had a bunch of relaxing essential oils going." She played with the hem of his white shirt before starting to pull it over his head. "I think you should join me while we talk about whatever has got you looking so damn sad." He sighed. "I think it's a conversation better paired with hard liquor." Shay's mind raced. What could have happened in the few hours they hadn't been texting back and forth that was so bad? She tried to keep her face neutral despite the intense worry surging through her. "I can offer you a relaxing bath, liquor, and some pussy," she said with a small smile. "In that order." The tension in her stomach loosened a bit when he smiled. "That sounds good." Shay tried to resist the urge to ask Kofi to tell her what was going on as she led him to the bathroom. She sat at the edge of the tub while he undressed before climbing in. "I thought you said the water was warm," he exclaimed. "This is hot, really hot." Shay chuckled. "Because it is warm. Stop overreacting." He muttered something about women's skin being made to withstand the flames of hell, and a surprisingly vicious wave of jealousy rose in Shay. "You be bathing with a lot of women?" she asked, dropping the robe and crawling right on top of him in the tub. He flashed her that adorable as hell smile and shook his head while he brought his hand to cup her ass. "I'm not allowing you to tie me up with that." Shay chuckled. She let the irrational jealousy flow out her. She let the irrational jealousy flow out of her. Kofi was here with her when he could have been anywhere else if he wanted to be. She kissed him softly and slowly before she deepened the kiss, running her tongue along the insides of his mouth, barely swallowing a moan of satisfaction when she heard him groan in his throat. He traced his fingertips along her spine and she pushed herself closer to him, eager to feel as much of his body as she could. Desire didn't run through her like wildfire this time. It moved like molasses, slowly but so potent and thick she found it hard to breathe. Reality crashed over her when she felt his erection throb against the inside of her legs. She reluctantly broke the kiss, tugging at his bottom lip as she slowly moved her mouth away. "We should talk," she suggested. "I want to know what's wrong with you." One of Kofi's hands returned to her ass while the other slid between their bodies and formed a sweet spot between her legs. She moaned when he pressed her clit between his thumb and his index finger and rubbed it lightly. So much for good intentions. She tried to ease him into conversation again, but he silenced her by crashing his lips against hers. Her chest heaved when he finally pulled away. "We'll talk," he whispered gruffly against her cheek. "But right now, I just want to enjoy you." She brought her lips roughly back to his. If he wanted distraction, she'd give him distraction. She rocked her hips forward so her pussy brushed against his dick, sliding it between her already slippery folds and moaning loudly when Kofi squeezed her ass even tighter. "Let me have you, Shea Butter," he groaned. Shay didn't need to be told twice. She
I
stood
don't
up.
need to.
Let me tell you something. They was fucking all through this book, and I loved every second of it.
Listen. Oh, you don't want to talk? That's fine. That's fine.
Keep going.
She slid up his dick one more time before she slid her hand down his stomach and lifted herself off him so she could hold his dick. She stroked him for a short while before she positioned him at her entrance and sat down on him. She grabbed his shoulder as she rolled her hips with his thick, heavy dick cocooned snugly inside her throbbing pussy. God, he felt so good. He couldn't get enough. Shay continued rolling her hips as Kofi grabbed her ass and pulled her so close into him that no space remained between them. He massaged her ass cheeks even as her movements became more frantic, sliding a finger down her ass crack and then up again before he paused slowly, hovering as if he was waiting for her. "Yes, please," she breathed. She breathed and grunted when she felt a thick finger slide inside. Her movements faltered as she rode the twin peaks of pleasure, but Kofi barely missed a beat, jerking his own hips forwards, slamming into her until beads of light pricks behind her eyes. The water sloshed over the sides of the tub, but Shay couldn't find it in herself to care that she would have to clean it up later. Not when Kofi was filling her up in the best ways possible. The thick, silky length of his dick hitting against her pleasure spots, his finger making circle motions in her ass until she clenched against him, his tongue exploring hers in languid strokes as if he was trying to paint a masterpiece in her mouth. All while her body pressed so tightly into him that her hardened nipples brushed against his chest each time he moved. Every nerve ending in her body buzzed. Fuck drugs. Shay could get high on Kofi's dick any day. I should be the one helping you, she murmured. She pulled her lips away from his. I feel like I'm getting the better end of the deal. Kofi chuckled, but he didn't let up on his sweet, sensual strokes. Her body was so overwhelmed by the delicious pleasure starting to unfurl in her stomach that tears leaked from her eyes as Kofi crashed his mouth over hers. When he pulled away, he smiled at her and her heart flip-flopped. You're just what I need, he murmured. His lips roved over her mouth more gently when they found hers again. Shay's heart thumped against her chest, but she couldn't spend any time analyzing the tenderness she swore she heard in his voice. Not when her body was combusting with each not when her body was combusting with each breathtaking stroke. Her pussy clenched rapidly around his dick as the orgasm roared to life inside her. Come for me, Sheba, Kofi groaned. Come all over this dick. She swallowed the moan in her throat, seeking Kofi's mouth as she obeyed his command.
I just want to say the dickhead are crying, and homegirl, I feel that.
I just want to say that I appreciate the finger down the crack of the ass. That was my favorite part.
Yes. Yes. I love it. Y'all should see my ass looking around this room like I'm waiting for the scene to pop up in front of me.
Y'all need to read this book because that scene, they doing that shit all in this goddamn book. They're fucking everywhere.
Everywhere.
I drank so much water in the last one.
Y'all know I'm hot. Like my face is hot.
I had to turn down my air.
They was fucking everywhere. But you know what? Rilzy, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
for writing it.
Thank you for writing it. Thank you for, and this is one thing I didn't mention, thank you for writing a Caribbean influencer. Like, you really big up your island in that book. Like, it was amazing. The Caribbean vibes, I keep saying that. Like, thank you for that book. The sex, the nasty shit. Thank you.
Thank you guys for reading.
Thank you for that party scene, because even the nasty
the party scene was so for me, the party scene was very crucial. So 2 books got me through quarantine. The first one was Love in the Time of Corona. I know that there were some people who were not appreciative of writing.
I appreciated it.
Especially at the time that it was written. But that one was definitely, well, what would happen if you were stuck, quarantined with someone that you've broken up with? And so writing that was therapeutic because in real life, not many of those situations would have ended with a happily ever after. So it felt really, if you're in real life, you're about to be divorced. Yeah. Divorce usually happens. And it was nice to imagine a circumstance where all you needed was some time to see that you really loved each other. And so that was writing that was therapeutic, I guess. And then Birthday Shot, that house party was what I wished my 30th birthday looked like.
That
birthday did not look like that. I was
that party scene, like, it took me back to house parties and college. Just like I was just like, yes. Where the fuck is my house party at? I don't understand.
Yeah, it took me back to growing up in the Bahamas. So that was the house party it was very vivid for me. It was vivid for me because it took me back. The music you was talking about, I was like, let me find out this me in elementary school and our little dance where we used to close the window and shit.
I have the playlist on Spotify.
Really?
It's called Birthday Shot or something like that.
You want to play
Nice.
Like all of those songs because
Nice.
I can search this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. What is my Spotify name though? I can put it in the.
Go ahead, because let me tell you something. I need it.
Well, really?
This is
Thank you.
coming.
This was a great way to end.
Huh?
And I really needed it because one of my family members has been hospitalized today. Before I got on here, my mom messaged me. And so I was in a really, really not great place. In fact, I have my phone turned down because I'm like, I don't want to pick up the phone and see something that I shouldn't. So this was nice. It was a really good distraction.
Thank you for coming.
Really appreciative. Thanks for having me.
What a way to close out the Hoe-Athon.
Right.
I know.
With
What a freaking way to close it out. Thank you for being here amidst all the stuff that you're going through. We appreciate you.
Yes.
And thank you for heating us up with the sex scene because, baby.
Yes.
I'm hot.
I know.
Hot.
It's
So I moved up my reread of Birthday Shot to tonight. I'm going to do it tonight. So
yeah. I'm going to have to read it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Thank
I
you
was telling you.
coming.
Thank you everyone for coming. And like I was telling Rilzy before we went live, I was like, don't be surprised if we invite you back for round 2 because round 2 is coming. Round 2 is coming.
It's coming, y'all.
I wish Hoe-Athon was
No, it's not gonna be every month. That was sweet though.
Y'all love to get greedy.
That was sweet. Now what DMX say? Y'all been eating long enough. Now stop being greedy.
In all honesty, like the Hoe-Athon, the readathon was last month, and we have these author interviews. So really, it lasted 2 months for y'all.
Right.
Yes.
So we need a little bit of a break, but then we're coming back.
We coming back, and we coming back better than ever. But we need a break though.
We need a break. A little bit of a break.
Heather, stop trying to guess and just wait.
Just wait, Heather. Just wait. It's okay.
Girl, yes. Write some whole books. We need some whole ass shit. Write that. Yes.
Yes.
And once you write them, send me the title.
Send me the title. Send me the link.
Right. Because I'll buy that shit. I ain't got no problem.
You're not.
All you gotta do is put on the cover whole ass shit, and I'm one clicking that.
One click. Yes.
It's a wrap. I'm one clicking whole ass shit.
Please don't tempt me.
We hoe all year round. Hoe is life. Hoe is 24/7, 365. 24/7, 365. So we'll be back and we'll let you guys know. So
I have no patience. You're gonna have to be patient.
You're gonna have to be patient.
Have to be patient.
All good things.
Gotta wait.
We'll be back though. We'll be back. We got something cooking for y'all, and it's gonna be really, really good.
Yep. All right, everyone. Well, thank you again so much, Rilzy. Thank you so much for my wonderful co-hosts. Everybody who came to the live streams, thank you, and have a wonderful night. Bye.
Nice, Rilzy.